The Republic of Kiribati is a presidential republic consisting of 33 islands located in the Pacific Ocean, almost directly on the equator. The islands are split into three groups: the Gilbert Islands, the Phoenix Islands, and the Line Islands. Of these 33 islands, only 21 are inhabited. In fact, in 2016, Kiribati's population was only 108,000, about 1% of the population of New York City. The nation's hot, humid marine climate, coupled with its proximity to the ocean, makes Kiribati a dangerous place to be in light of future climate change. The deadly effects of sea level rise have already been seen, as an increase in tidal surges and tropical storms pose new problems for the islands. Already these tidal surges have decimated homes and businesses, coral reefs, and caused large amounts of coastal erosion in Kiribati. This increase in aggressive tides is exemplified by the aggressive tidal wave that swept Kiribati last winter. Rising tides came up so high that they smashed through the doors of Bitayo Hospital on Bitayo Island, decimating its maternity ward. The tidal waves plaguing Kiribati don't just target homes and businesses. These massive waves have also started destroying the coral reefs that surround the island nation. As these reefs continue to deteriorate, the fish inhabiting them begin to migrate or die off. The disappearance of these tropical fish spells disaster for Kiribati's citizens, as many rely on their presence for an important food source. Coral reefs also serve as protective barriers that keep dangerous waves from reaching Kiribati's shores. As they begin to disappear, tidal waves can better reach and destroy homes, businesses, and soil on Kiribati's coastlines. As tidal waves continue to erode the nation's coastline, salt water now has the ability to seep down into the ground and penetrate aquifers that supply citizens with fresh water. This saltwater intrusion has already been a problem for Kiribati's agricultural industry. One citizen even attempted to claim asylum in New Zealand as an environmental refugee after saltwater destroyed his crops. As bad as erosion and saltwater intrusion is for Kiribati now, the disappearance of more coral reefs could escalate this problem in the future. As barriers fall and waves rise, Kiribati has another problem to focus on: going completely underwater. The islands lie at most 6 feet above sea level. According to some of the most recent climate models, sea levels could rise between 5 and 6 feet by 2100. As a low-lying group of islands, Kiribati would not be able to survive a rise in sea level of this magnitude. With issues like rising tide, coral reef disappearance, and erosion, the government of Kiribati is frantic to save its people. Former President Anare Tong adopted a strategy called Migration with Dignity, in which Kiribati purchased 6,000 acres of lands in Fiji where its citizens can migrate to as environmental issues worsen in the future. Tong's government even encouraged educated citizens to leave Kiribati and find jobs abroad. The reason Kiribati struggles so much to adapt to climate change is echoed by their current president. They just don't have enough money. Kiribati is a nation that heavily relies on foreign aid to survive, as its main source of income is licensing foreign fishing boats. To survive the future impacts of climate change, Kiribati would have to undertake several costly projects. For example, Doug Ramsey, Pacific Rim manager at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research in New Zealand, says that building desalination devices in Kiribati would increase its citizens' access to fresh water. However, the president asserts that funding projects like this would cost billions of dollars, billions he is currently in the process of asking the UN's Green Climate Fund for. In addition to Kiribati's monetary struggles, the nation's culture makes a few of its citizens hesitant to take threats posed by climate change seriously. 96% of those living in Kiribati subscribe to some sort of Christian faith. According to some citizens, only God can cause their islands to sink, and so they should not be worried about protecting themselves from future climate change. This belief, coupled with the fact that major changes are slow coming on human timescales, makes some of the public reluctant to pay attention to climate change. Whether it's migration with dignity or attempted expensive mitigation, climate change has resulted in a host of problems for Kiribati's future. One can only hope that the nation's government, the UN, and the world step in to help before it's too late.
Created using Powtoon.